Okay, so now these trees are going to be, even though we know that the evergreens are dark green, I don't want competition. So I'm going to let them be a softer color. And this is not one of the brushes he had us work with. This is really fun to work with this brush. And again, just that not worrying about individual shapes, which is something I think a lot of us know not to do, but the way he blocks in color was even more aggressive than I'm used to. So that was fun to experience. And sometimes you'll forget, well, what shape is what? These are all kind of running in together. That's fine. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all. I'm going to get a little bit of red in here to, not that much. Get that integrated into some of my greens, which it will gray down if I mix too much. So now I have to get out of there. And now this is the Dana style, coming back into it and forcing some blooms. And so rock is purely reflective. So is water, really. So if you've got this going on in your water, you need to have it going on in your sky as well. And so you want to make sure that you do some of that. So I'm just going to take just some of these colors and let them, that rock does jut out, but maybe not quite that much, but I can fix that later. So I love that these colors are running down into my rock. This is a good thing. Beautiful. So while you're watching this, I hope that you are finding creative ways to get through this little hermitesque world that we are living in, just for hopefully a little while longer, not that much longer. Maybe my focal point's going to be around here, I don't know. I do need to back off a little up here, but since I love runs and blooms, this will help me do so in a way that might work really well. And greens, again, I'm just blocking in pulling in some of that beautiful blue right into this land mass that we know has trees and whatnot on it. So a little too much. So we want running together, but maybe not quite that much. And I need to remember, I need to use my sponge a lot more for stuff like that, because, ooh, I like that. That might work. That just might work for me, I'm not sure, but I'm going to get some ultramarine blue in here too for the island. Maybe let it be dark there. These trees grayed down an awful lot over here, which isn't a horrible thing because I don't want the eye drawn too much over here, but I do want to get a little bit more of a luscious green going on. And remember, if you put it on the paper as one color and you're not happy with it, that's a time to go in and maybe mix with, I know if I come in and add some yellow on top of that blue, that we're going to get the green that I want. So I'm just going to come back over here, and now I need to wash my palette because it's getting muddy. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty darn happy with this area right now, and it is definitely, it can be worked into an area of dominance at this point. I don't want to lose all those whites there, because those whites can really make it or break it for me later. The rocks are kind of getting overwhelmed, so I may just do that for now. Come back to it in a few. Yeah, I like that. I gave up on water having to look flat all the time a while back, because I just, I love the bloom so much. Sorry, you can tell I'm thinking. My brain just went. Okay, so here we go. I do like a little bit of a wet surface to get started on, so I'm going to do that. Lift any puddles. Just allow for just more fluidity. I have such a hard time because I love putting thick loads on. I'm very comfortable with that. If I don't have fluidity initially, I'm not going to get that gorgeous run that I like. So that's something that I don't know that I'll ever move away from, that particular way of thinking. I'm going to shift over. The thing I love too about these, and I had one years ago, and I've just getting this one recently has been really fun. But these brushes are that you can really carve around shapes super easy. Apply a whole lot of paint in almost one fell swoop. Getting comfortable with sky not having to have definite cloud shapes, that's a tough one for me, but I'm working on it. I don't like this line here, so I'm going to try to work with it. That's where it, oh gosh, no, I changed my mind. Aha! That just became a mountain in the distance that's drifting off and fading. Let me just let it fade a little bit more. Oh, wow. Ooh, little green in the sky, that's fine. I just want to make sure if I have some green over there, I'm going to put it somewhere else. And my water was super green, so. Okay, so now, I love that there's some purples in here. I'm going to play with that in the background mountains. Clean my palette. I don't know if you can see the palette. I'll show you. It got very muddy with a lot of my, I got such a thick load of the permanent rose that it just started making everything pretty muddy. So I'm just gonna, the reason it's tilted is if it wasn't, it would be back running into itself. And so just very quickly, what we noticed Weigart was doing is he would just take a brush and wet all of this and let it run to the bottom. And that's handy to do too. I just like grabbing at myself. Okay, so I'm going to use this brush and get myself some of this Permanent Rose. And the Antwerp is what I'm going to go with because it's so predominant in the painting, it'll pull the blues together. But I can do a little bit of ultramarine too off to the side. Boy, that really overpowered it, didn't it? So we don't want to do too much mixing. I already kind of have. Now I'm going to dip in the water and push up, which is something that Weigart kind of taught us. It's really cool. Very dark application, and I'm not comfortable with the whole thing being that dark, so I've applied some color. Okay, and then I'm going to take that's good, that's what we want. The combining, the merging of color. It's very, very good. One of the other things he said during this workshop was that soft edges allow for forgiveness. So you're thinking value, but you're also thinking each plane should have its own place in the composition that's clear enough. And so I should have gotten these in while this water was still wet enough, but by doing this right here, it's allowing for some drippage, which is good. That's nice. And I am still way more careful than he was this whole last week. Boy, just trying to learn. Oh, isn't that nice? So just do a little, add in some of that color that's on my brush. That's a good thing. Into the foreground water, and maybe even clear up here. Yellow and purple are going, oh, damn it, sorry. That's Dana. Not happy with what I just did, because I just undid something I really liked. But we'll see if I can't get it back. That's watercolor. You know, you just getting it heavy enough to load down. There we go. This is good where it's combining. I like that, dripping together. Just kind of keep it soft as long as you can. There's not much that can be done now. We have to wait for it to dry enough. One thing I can do though is